Fantastic. Here we go. Welcome to the stream. I'm starting half an hour early today on this very cold day in New Zealand. It's just warmed up in the last hour. We've managed to get to 7 degrees Celsius, so my fingers are really feeling it. All right. So I've got my headphones on to keep my ears warm. I'll take them off and get a few people in the stream. Well, if anyone turns up, because it is a bit earlier. In the session, so I've turned off the studio lights because I think there's enough light in the studio, certainly for me to see, and also it gets rid of any hot spots on the picture. So this is pretty close from what I can see on the camera to what it looks like on the board. And I've been originally, her arm was this sort of, oh, I think that was I may have used bright yellow, a tint, not sure. But also I've used a burnt sienna tint. Just wasn't warm enough, so I've been going over with orange and ochre. I'm trying not to say ochre because I said that in a recent video, mixing up yellow and ochre. It's not a real colour yet, but it will be when I eventually make my own pastels. I'll have one I call ochre. Hi Donna. I'm just going to pour myself a coffee. And let me take these headphones off. That. Fantastic. Ooh, it is cold in the studio this morning. You need a solid brew to get started. And so I'm warming myself up, and I'm warming up the painting. Let's just find a place to get rid of this so I don't knock it over and have a crying session. This coffee gets into everything. How are you today, Donna? Got the heat pump doing its thing. I bet you have. And I'm in the dark, obviously, in the little window of me. That can't be helped because I haven't put the light on. And I just work on and stay on target with this couple here. Just recording. And bring up my reference photo. You're knackered. Fantastic. The day's only just started. What do I want to see what I'm doing in the reference photo? Go. But do I have a reference image for this? Yes, I do. So let me bring up the reference image. You can see what I'm trying to do here. So there's my couple dancing by Pre-Illumination Seth. And I'll adjust his expression a little bit too. I just have him get a bit of a happier look in his face than what he has at the moment. So he's a bit more somber, and they're both a bit more yellow in the reference in my painting. So I need to fix that. I just need to hang on to this cup for a few secs to warm up my fingers. Wowee. That's great. All right, where was I? I was at the and welcome to whoever else has joined the stream. Nice to have you here. I'm gonna start. Where am I gonna start today? I might just work on her. Do something easy to start off with. I'm going to do her for and we're going to get right into, let's zoom my camera in a little bit, so hopefully I won't be standing in the way. Zoom here, go. Loosen this up a bit. Something like that. Right. I want to bring some warmth into his hand. And to her arm as well. Use some orange. I am going to turn that light on because I can't see. So colours will change a little bit. For you, I'll be able to see what I'm doing. Which way? That way. There we go. Light. It's just that it's we're in the depths of winter here. I was going to do some painting last night. About 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I thought, oh, fantastic. The light was just awesome. And then as I was setting up, the clouds came over. And I couldn't see diddly squat. So that was the end of that painting session. Didn't want to do it under the lights. I wanted natural light. Just try and read this picture again. Get my eye in and understand everything is on it all over again. And the amazing thing about art, when you're doing it, you're seeing things differently. You're seeing them in shapes, and color blocks and contrasts and complements. And then when you're looking at your reference photo or at a painting, you are kind of reading it. And some people will read it left to right like a book. And some will go straight to the eyes and just do that. But I don't know how else to describe it. It is a form of visual identification of what's going on. And just as we learn to read, I should really do a video about it. Just as we learn to read as kids and get better at it, same thing happens with art. The more you read pictures, because when we look at a painting or anything actually, our eyes are taking in millions. I think it's like something like 2 billion bits of information that it has to process and send up to your brain, and so it filters out a huge amount. There's no, that's too. You don't want that bit. You need to know that. Which is why I really like the Impressionist paintings, because they're not hyper realistic. They've got a huge amount of different colours involved, and but they let your brain go crazy and trying to work it all out, and it does. Those looser paintings are where your brain fills in all those gaps, rather than the picture trying to fill it all in for you. Oh, you're running in between taking care of an old person and a cat. Well, cats can leave you exhausted, Donna. There's no doubt about that. Just warming up here. In here a little bit along that edge. Given her a straight arm, and of course that's not true. Get a little bit about correct shapes. So her arm actually has a little there's a muscle that runs up, sort of curves in to just around the wrist area, a bit more of a divot. Build that up a little bit. I want a little suggestion. Shape of And they're the little exclamation marks, I guess, of when you're reading. Um, yes. Um, yes. Making pastels. So I've been watching um, some artisans making their pastels, Donna. And it's actually not that difficult. You buy the pigment, um, and then you're just measuring out the proportions of pigment to there is a chalk that gets added, and then there's a gum. Um, I particularly want to. There's a gum that, believe it or not, they use in food. It's an artificial one, and they use it in food all the time. I've forgotten the name of it. I have to look it up. I was really a little surprised actually. Um, was it methyl cellulose or something like that? Better not quote me on that. Too late. I'm on YouTube. That's there. But it was something like that, and I was really a bit shocked how it's used. Anyway, there's another gum that comes from Arabia, which particular country, and you can add that, and that sort of sticks it all together, and then you because it's pastel comes from the word paste or pasta is the Italian origin of pastel, and the pasta comes from paste where they were making the dough, and so you make up this dough and then you roll it up and you leave it to dry. It's actually not that complicated a process. So yeah, I'm absolutely into wanting to give that a go. But in summer, because you need a dry time, and quite a lot of pastelists who make their own they've only got a certain time frame in which they will go and make their pastels because you need to put them outside to dry on racks. Sun dried seems like a nice idea, and I've found some natural pigments. They're a little safer to use. Like the idea of making my own. And I quite liked. There's a sort of a new style of pastel. In the past, they were all this sort of thing where it's a round stick where you could get a rectangular. But now they sort of what's in trend is these ones which are shaped more like this than a razor, bad condition, um, or this, and so you've got quite interesting edges. So that would suit my style quite nicely because I'm using these applicators, and I quite like the idea of those linear strokes rather than what happens with a normal pastel is you're just using a little bit around you're doing a small mark and it kind of wears away and you very hard to do detail with this because you're not sure where you're going to land, what edge you're going to end up on, which is why so many people go to pastel pencil, because they've got control. They know, oh, okay, well, I know exactly where I put that, what's going to happen. And there's nothing wrong with the way pastels were made originally. They're great. You just got to work with how they're made. Will dictate how you paint. And so, like with pencils, people tend to do very detailed. It's all hair and fur, and people get into hyperrealism. Whereas I quite like the pan pastels, which, because of the shape of the applicator, help me have a more loose style of painting. Which is a really long way of answering your question, Donna. But I hope that gave you a little bit of a answer in any case. Looking at his hand, think I want to do else to it. I still want to warm it up. But where I want at the moment. Read. I think I just sort of, with this painting, I was doing it, got a bit confused with what was warm, what was cold. I didn't know how to dig myself out of it at the time. Not say I really know how to do that now either. But I'm less frightened about giving it a go. With this particular painting, I've yet to make the final decision on, is it going to be good enough to put in an exhibition? So currently, feeling is no. It may change. Going to get some turquoise. We've not had enough turquoise on the side so far. Just that. Some fresh clean paper cleaning my applicator. So Robin made her own pastels. Anyone who has a go at making their own paints, be sure Degas, who Sort of like the father of Pastel, certainly mastered it. Making his own. Trying all sorts of things with fixatives, reserve pastels. But where my camera is, yep, it's still good position. So this part of the painting, um, there's a there's a stage in a painting or any art where you can just let it go and say, "Oh, that's enough. I'm done." And unfortunately, what can happen is you just let it go a moment too soon. Like trapeze artists, and they're heading towards each other. You go, "Oh, well, we're close enough. I'd just let go." So, no, you got to keep going until you catch each other, right? And so it is with a painting. That, although Leonardo said art is never finished, it's just set aside. I think you can come back to them. That's what I'm learning with this particular painting. Just come back to it, and you can have developed a new set of skills or way of reading the picture. So you see it differently than before. I always sort of have a feeling of how close is the painting being finished. I think I had set this one aside too early. It had not achieved what I wanted. Okay, we're back to it now. See things differently. Be made chalk paint. Oh, okay. Oh, is that like for painting furniture, Donna? There was quite a trend for doing a sort of a French style distress look on furniture, and they were using chalk paint for. Why? Just love this too. Changed my life. Or maybe that's an exaggeration. Changed my painting. Need to take a swig of that coffee before it goes. Excuse me while I finish this off. Yes, but the little cans were selling $80 pop. Yes, someone was making some money, weren't they? They really, they were expensive, those. I guess because it was trendy, and they might have been importing them. Not sure. There was a place down in Raumati, Donna, that was selling them. Did all that sort of furniture. Maybe that's where Robin had seen them. A warmth around his eye. And just think ochre. A little bit of ochre. Hopefully I'm not standing in the way of the apologies if I am. Eyes are not as good as they were, and they were never that great to begin with. Warm up his skin. Chronic here. Be brave. Then this in. Definitely seeing ochre around here. More of a gentle right with his eye here. It's quite thick there. Take some Pastel off, but we can use the little brush, little applicator. It's not a brush. Clean. On there. Ink. Go with fire. Blend this. Yeah, same colour. Almost a bruised look he's got. Shadows. Turquoise. Play with it. Who's whistling at me? I've got to keep an eye on my phone. I've got a friend who's in hospital at the moment and they're not in good nick. Unfortunately, got pneumonia and they're really in a bad way. Every time the phone goes, I kind of dread it. Oh, is this going to be the call? stick. Blending colour in there too. Round. The artist says, oops, everyone duck for cover. Go, oh, they made a mistake. It happens all the time. But Pastel is incredibly forgiving, and it's not gonna. We can just get rid of it. Blend in. I want this up in her eye as well. But I've got it quite cold. A bit more oomph up there. Above her brow. And a clean applicator. It's so cold out here. Moment, sorry. Issue. Better. I'd get more warmth to your head. And this is a yellow ochre I'm using. The lights. Looks like I'd used quite a bit of blue. There was a stage when I was using ultramarine tint. A sort of cold light. But the more I look at this, the more I go, you know what, they're warm lights on here. Not cold. Right. Retouch that. I need to get in his face. Get in his face. What an expression. I need to get into his face. Gonna have some. These, of course. What else would we have? This turquoise. Just some shadow. Got a lot of. She's causing shadow on his face. Somehow capture that. Maybe these phone. Yeah, good message. Oh, I just got a new subscriber, Gordina. And there you are. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. It's delightful. Thanks for jumping into the chat. Appreciate that. I think we want to turn with this. I want to warm up his head. This eye still bothers me. little bit of it was a nice message. Been a few new subscribers lately, and that's been just lovely. Quite beautiful experience. When's the channel? I think I want a purple. And we're going to make our own with permanent red and phthalo blue, dark phthalo blue. Touch. Is it still in? It's still in the frame for you. I hope I can. Oh yeah. Still working in the area that I said I was. So maybe actually try a bit of this is the pure color. This gives it purple, and I want that same purple in the shadow of his eyebrow. A dab of red in there as well. Red and blue, of course, makes purple, but and this is the thing with the pan pastels, you've only got a limited palette of colours to choose from versus normal pastels. You get hundreds of different colours already made for you, and you go, oh yeah, there's a shade and a tone and a colour that I want. Pan pastels is much more like painting. Pastels are painting, they're not drawing, but pan pastels, you're blending them together to make the colour you want. And I want to warm up that eye orange. Bits of orange. And I'm doing this on pastel mat, which is very grabby and holds an enormous amount of layers. Very forgiving. Want of bright turquoise, oddly enough. Yep. Just a tiny bit of turquoise. And please get on the paper. Might need a pencil for that one. Let's see if we've got a colour that's just the lip. I want. It's a hint. Goes quite dark after that. Let's try that. Out from really like pulling out these not right. Comes out from the eye. A little higher. What are we going to do, David? What are you going to do? Fix this up. Go off into some sort of blended paradise. Here, that. Sorry if I'm in your way. Need to soften this down a bit. Float. Suggestion of what's going on with this. Oh, that's what I'm okay. Let's put some light into his eye. That's light is okay with the orange, red. Trying to get the curvature of the eyeball underneath the eyelid, and that sometimes, if you can get someone's eyes right in a painting, you're done. The rest can be rubbish. You get their eyes right. Actually, the rest needs to be okay. But if you can get someone's eyes right, you'll get forgiven an enormous amount of errors in your painting, because everyone's eyes are attracted to the eyes of a painting, and that's just how it is. While I'm banging away at this eye, trying to just bring it back into where I need it to be. Because if I can get the eye right, I'll be happy. Not to say I'm not happy right now. Not unhappy. But I'd like to be happier. I would like to be happier. Going on at the moment. Oh, that's bad. Just a bit of that. All right. Sometimes I just got to leave it alone for a little bit, and we'll come back to that eye. And this one's still right where it needs to be. So we'll go bold. Need to go bold. Now let me read some. Oh, look, it's Adam. It's Adam from No Boring Training. Oh, fantastic. Sorry, I missed you, buddy. You want to learn about training? Go to Adam's channel on No Boring Training. Some of the videos are quite funny too. Private Eyes. Private Eyes are watching. Was that Hall and Oates? Who that was? I think they had a bit of a disagreement in the end, didn't they? It was a shame. Get some more orange going on over here. Quite warmed up those knuckles here. How is your day going? LinkedIn treating you well? Last couple of posts there have bombed. Bombed they have. Had really good engagement. And haven't even... One of them had like 100 comments, 100 reactions, 500 views. I thought, oh my word. LinkedIn, are you punishing me for ridiculing you? I think I'm under a shadow ban there. Never have made so many jokes about how bad they are. Maybe it's my cat gifts that finally got to them. I am starting warmth. Bring in. The great thing is these applicators, just get them on the edge. You can get some beautiful little marks. Stroke it across. You're not trying to colour in, you're just trying to discover the way that you like to put a mark you want to make on it. And come back in with tint. That is warming it up where I want it to be. Muscle, David. Oh, that's exactly what I'm after. Oh, I love it when a painting comes together. Fantastic. Blend that in. Often with pan pastels I avoid blending. I'm just trying to let the pigment get on the page and play against the other pigments rather than become... I want them to do their separate thing, not... Because what happens is blending can sometimes turn to mud, and that's sad when that happens. But the more confident I've become with this particular medium, the more versatile I've come to understand that it is. Actually vastly underrated product. Most because pastels aren't that old either, 400 years old or something. As a medium, and all that off. I want to use it. Work on her finger. Beautiful toes on his shoulder. Such confident dancers. Or they were in a competition. Just do this little section and then I'll read my comments again. I just feel like the painting suddenly I'm away. It's like lighting a fire and you're not quite sure if it's going to catch, and then suddenly it does, and like, oh, thank goodness. Read what I want. Read his jaw brightened. Put in. Show up. I've got to put. So where I'm at with this painting, I've got to desaturate his lips. His lips are too. Oh, they're just not right. There's a lot of work to do on this painting, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Let me read a comment. No, Linky is complete rubbish lately. But you've been busy working on content. Yes, I did enjoy your blog, Adam. That was very good. More of those. Sensible. No boring AI. Can you do a channel that is about that, please, Adam? Boring AI. Own this. I like. What? Using ochre. Moment. Up his face. Shoulders. Go with the darker ochre. He's a little older than she is. I assume he is. No offense to Asian viewers. Sometimes you look perpetually young. Beautiful thing. Can't always tell someone's age. One in bold. Line. We want lost the light, David. Bring it back. Oh, this eye gives me jip. get in with our can't reset it. And start doing some turquoise down his face. Alright, where am I at with this picture? Going okay. Not a disaster. Not exactly where I want it to be still. An exhibition. Keep plugging away at it for a bit longer. I want to let it go. I want to get wrong with it. Need green. Just yellow ochre. If there's a colour there, I think it's turning to mud. I just have to pull out the kneadable erasers and try and fix that. Okay. And everything. Thank you, Adam. That's a lovely thing to say. Been moments. Let me assure you, there's been moments where been like, I get the work. But got to keep plugging away. I have my own quality vision of what I want a painting to look like, and get to that stage where I feel happy with it. It's quite easy for someone else to come along and say, "Oh, that's great," and that's a lovely thing to hear when someone compliments your work. Sometimes you know you haven't done it, not there. Trying to find that spot moment come together. Running a little bit low on that pan. So easy up. Where are we at? We need to... Donna. Oh, okay. Thank you, Donna. Thank you for coming. 10:30. I've been going for an hour. And I do have to get ready for going out myself. I want to thank everyone who did come along to the stream today. It's not been bad. Apart from those eyes. That's been a bit grim. Not managed to get into a happy place. These wretched eyes giving me grief. But thank you so much for coming, Donna. I enjoyed your comments today. It's nicer to paint when you've got friends along. A little stressful at times. Oh, making all these errors. But YouTube does force me to just paint in the moment. There was a new subscriber from the stream, so that was fantastic. Be delightful. You can see I'm continuing to bang away. I said time for me to go. Because suddenly, ooh, I put that there. I'm just getting my touches of turquoise in. It really helps. I'm just amazed at how good this. So Adam, my friend, I'm going to catch up with you. We will have a session, no doubt. I look forward to on the video conference with you. But for now, I've got to let this painting just sit and rest. I will come back to it. Thank you to everyone who joined. And I wish you a really good week ahead. Where's the stop button? There it is. Thank you very much. See ya.